back to yet another Coincider live stream. Like I promised, I'm doing streams daily or during the week, of course, for the next few weeks. And I want to see how you guys like it. Just a reminder, same time every day. If you like it, if you're free, then you should join me. You don't have to even think about what time it's going to be because it's going to be the same time every day. And that's noon Eastern USA time. Um, for those watching this stream afterwards, then I'm leaving timestamps down below so you can skip around to whichever section you want. And please also mic check. Let me know if my mic volume sounds good. Okay, it looks like it sounds good. Okay. Also, yesterday I talked about Ethereum. Today we're diving into all things Sui, and then or Sui, however you want to pronounce it. And tomorrow I'm thinking abstract ecosystem because a lot of people are farming the abstract airdrop, and let me know what else you want me to dive into though. Like write me in the chat, write me in the comments, and then I will dedicate an entire stream to dig into something. If it's a thesis, if it's an ecosystem, if it's a trend, if it's some like scam that's going on, anything that's interesting, let me know and I may dedicate a stream. Also, it's raining outside pretty hard right now, so I don't know if you guys can hear that, but if you do, then please forgive me for that. I can't control that. All right, let's dive right in. Today we're talking about Sui or Sui. Let me just screen share right here. Share screen. Boom, right here. So Sui has been rocketing lately. One of the best performing top coins. And like in the past like week and a half, it's rocketed like from 2 to almost 4 at the highest point. And if we look at let me just drag this down a little bit. If we look at coin market cap, let me see, one sec. If we look at CoinMarketCap, Sui is number 11 right now. So it's almost in the top 10. Honestly, it's one of my favorite like top 20 coins out there. And I think it's one of the most promising ones. I can definitely see it. I think it belongs in the top 10 over Tron and Cardano, but has some work to do to get there. Let's see. So the question I want to answer in today's stream is simple. Why has Sui rocketed so much? Look at this 7-day thing. 15% gain in the past 7 days when everything else is like red or barely green. So why is Sui rocketing so much? And what opportunities are there for us to make money in the Sui ecosystem? Now, first and foremost, I need to give y'all a quick overview of what Sui is. So it's a layer 1 blockchain. It's kind of like it was one of those Solana killers, up and coming Solana competitors with Aptos. But Sui kind of won that battle, if you think about it. So it's like really fast, secure, scalable, affordable, fast and cheap, right? That's what all these are all about. But one thing that's really interesting is that it uses the Move smart contract programming language. And if you remember, Move was originally developed for the Diem. This is Facebook's Diem blockchain, or Meta Diem, Facebook Libra. That was the initial name. So a few projects spun out of that. Sui was one of them, or at least like they used the Move smart contract programming language. So yeah, Sam Blackshear, creator of Move, co-founder of Miston Labs, which is the team behind Sui, and the original contributor to Sui. So that is one of the big kind of differentiators is their Move smart contract programming language. For those who don't know, now if you already know all this stuff, then my apologies. I will go to more interesting stuff. Yeah, but Sweet, look at Aptos. Sweet is number 11, and Aptos is number 29. Aptos was such a mess. Yeah, such a mess. Like, remember how Aptos is, their like co-founder left or something? Aptos co-founder. Let me just make sure. Aptos Mo. Yeah, right here. Look. Aptos Labs CEO Mo Sheikh quits. This guy, he quit in late 2024. Aptos is just a mess. Sui was the winner. Sui has won that two pony race. Now Sui, can it come for Solana? That's going to be a much, much tougher battle. Solana is at 73 billion and Sui is at 11 billion. So let me see. 73 divided by 11, 6.6x to get there. That's going to be hard. But there are some catalysts to boost Sui up. And that's what I want to chat about today. But before we get there, I just real quick want to invite you all to join the Retail DAO. This is a DAO that I'm a contributor of, and you can think of it as the best home for retail investors in the crypto space. That's what we want to be. Like we want it to be for investors who are serious, who care about research and analysis, and not just like ape into whatever meme coin that like Murad or Ansem tells you to. I mean, if there is some thesis behind it, then sure, people in the DAO also buy meme coins. But it's not just like blind gambling. These are serious investors here. So if that sounds like something you care about or that's something that resonates with you, then this is a token gated Discord. Like all you need to do is get 20K retail tokens and then pass the token gate process and with collab land in the Discord. So it's really not that expensive. Like this is the chart right now. Like I'm not gonna focus on the price. It's still really early, and I'm not gonna be like, oh, this is gonna rocket or anything. But it only costs less than $5 to join, so it should hopefully be very affordable. And once you have that, as long as you have that balance, then you can stay in and chat with everybody. Excuse the thunder if you guys hear that. You could chat with everybody and share alpha, ask questions, join the discussion. Okay, so enough of that. I'm going to talk about some catalysts and rumors that could move Sui into the top 10. That's what I want to focus on in today's stream. I'm just pulling up some stuff. So, have you guys heard of the Pokemon rumor with Sui? That was something that potentially made it rocket this much lately. It's the Pokemon rumor. So what is that all about? Let me dive into it. So right here, one sec. Let me share my screen. Share screen. Okay, here we go. Pokemon on Sui. Now, this is a rumor. It hasn't been officially confirmed, but Pokemon Home had a privacy policy update, which includes a new developer, Parasol Technologies. The thing is, Sui's parent company owns Parasol, and people are connecting the dots. So right here, what is Pokemon Home? Well, it's this. It's a place to kind of control, manage, and share your Pokemon across different devices. It's a cloud service for Nintendo Switch and mobile devices, designed as a place where all your Pokemon can gather. So you can move Pokemon between compatible games, trade Pokemon on the go, and more. So you can think like this is what they want to have potentially NFTs and blockchain and Sui behind this kind of service per se, or this product. Now, let's dig in more here. That's not the end of the story here. Sui surged 69% in last week amid rumors of a Pokemon collaboration. This is what we already knew about. So look, Miston Labs acquired Parasol. This is the new developer in the here is the update on the app. You can see they added Parasol Technologies right here. Just showing y'all the proof. Now, what do they potentially do? Sui Foundation highlighted Parasol's work integrating collectible card games with blockchain NFTs. Their focus is creating gaming experiences with verifiable digital asset ownership. So, yeah, that is pretty self-explanatory. Trading card games are about collecting, so is Web3. That is kind of like what they're trying to do with the Pokemon game. Right? According to some, Sui's blog originally mentioned Pokemon before directly being edited. So apparently there's some cache version with Pokemon, but they removed it to say like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic the Gathering. Think Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic the Gathering. I don't know why they removed that. Maybe that is like the rumor secretly confirmed. Now, here's some more details for y'all. They seem to be developing a cloud infrastructure that uses blockchain to address bugs, hacks, and duping while enabling transfers between compatible games. If you've looked into blockchain gaming or Web3 gaming at all, this is like a huge value proposition, like transfers between games. And that is what Pokemon Home is talking about, folks. That is what they're talking about, between different devices, between compatible games. Right here, you see this? Let me just make this even larger. Between compatible games, that is the vision. That is what. So I really do think that this can happen for Sui and the Pokemon collab. Hopefully, I like Sui, and I hope that they can do this behind the scenes for them, because it just makes so much sense. Okay. Now, enough Pokemon. We're moving on to the next topic in the Sui world, which is also about gaming. So you could tell Sui's big on gaming, which is maybe a little bit surprising because blockchain gaming has kind of struggled up to this point, but they still believe in it, and maybe they're still trying. So let's see. One second. Let me share my screen here. Got a lot of things too. The SuiPlay, folks. This is their mobile handheld device, gaming device. The SuiPlay. It costs quite a bit, but you can play a bunch of different games. And I know multiple people who bought not just one, but multiple. Now, why is the question? Well, the simple answer for y'all is airdrops. Airdrops. Remember, one sec. Remember this, folks. The Solana Saga phone. You guys remember that? That happened like a while ago. But they got the Bonk airdrop, and it pretty much paid for the entire phone. It depends on the price of bonk, right? But I think up to one point it paid for the entire phone. So that's a no-brainer. That's why people are scooping up this SuiPlay device because they think it's going to get them airdrops that will cover the cost of the device, if not more, right? Let me know in the chat if any of you guys have bought SuiPlay or thought about it. It is kind of too late though, because check this out. Pre-orders are now officially closed. We are completely sold out. Thank you everyone for who jumped in early. They are going to ship this in the summer, so that's soon. It's April, almost May, and I don't know, summer starts like May, June, right? So it's gonna come really soon. Sold out. That is incredible demand. And even if the airdrops aren't like that crazy, you still got a top tier device that can play like some of your favorite games. And this is not only Web3 games, it's also like regular games too. It supports a wide range of PC games as well as AAA titles. Yeah, and let me see their stats too. One sec. Their stats should be pretty good. Right here. 16 gigabytes. Battery 48. Okay, resolution 1920 by 1200. Storage. AMD Ryzen. Wi-Fi 6E. Yeah, it's pretty high-end stats for a gaming handheld device. So, let me see. Let me see. Now, I want to talk a little bit more about airdrops because this is what people are talking about. More airdrops are coming. Don't miss SuiPlay. More airdrops are coming, similar to the Solana mobile phone. Just like I said, it might pay for itself, not guaranteed, but you get a kind of handheld device for games. This is a little bit too large. Let me zoom out a bit. The basic version costs 600, and you get a soul-bound NFT that you can use to eventually receive the SuiPlay device. Plus, this is your key for qualifying for exclusive perks / airdrops. Now, there are some confirmed airdrops, like Bluefin, Cetus Protocol, Walrus and Deepbook are rumored, and Walrus airdrop was a huge one. Like, people made a lot of money out of that. Look at Ice. It looks kind of sick, actually. I'm more of a desktop gamer, but if you like those like Nintendo Switches or whatnot, or things like that, this handheld could be quite awesome. So that is one. But now I want to move on from gaming and talk about perhaps the biggest thing happening in the Sui ecosystem right now. And that is their annual Basecamp conference, which is happening like tomorrow in Dubai, next to Token 2049 conference. So Basecamp is huge. It's going to have a lot of groundbreaking announcements, and it could have some airdrop announcements too. So let me just share screen there. Basecamp Dubai, May 1st to May 2nd. That's like tomorrow. And it's just a huge conference. All the Sui ecosystem's going to be there, etc., etc. All these projects are going to be there. All their sponsors. A lot of them may also give airdrops. And they already made some big announcements lately, like Nautilus, which I want to share with you. This is a technical thing. Multiple BTC Fi initiatives in the Sui ecosystem. and MasterCard as well. And Basecamp is tomorrow, so people are expecting them to give more big announcements, more big rumors about in the Sui ecosystem. Yeah, people are saying how many are buying it as a Sui airdrop machine? Probably a lot. SuiPlay and Solana phone are kind of different though. One is a phone, one is a mobile gaming device. Um, but check this out. I told you about Nautilus. This is a recent kind of upgrade per se or feature per se. And it's very technical, but it's important. It's about confidential computing that's fully verifiable. So I'll try to break this down for you in easier terms as to not be too like technical. But essentially it lets you like process things off chain in trusted execution environments and then bring it on chain using cryptography verified by smart contracts. So why it matters. This is the important part. Why it matters. Web3 isn't about just doing everything on chain. It's about verifiable computing across on chain and off chain. So you can have apps that bring things on chain like weather data, sports results, and things like that. Because those are real world things. The weather's real world. I mean, it's raining outside. You probably hear the thunder. Sports is real world. And to bring it on chain, you need it to be tamper proof and you need it to be secure and sometimes private too, like AI inference, identity checks, privacy is important here. So Nautilus enables that kind of stuff, right? Process private data on chain and encrypt the output and bring it on chain, right? So this is what Nautilus does. This is a huge thing for them. It's not just like Pokemon rumors. It's not just BD and marketing. They're doing technical stuff too that really levels up their architecture and what developers can do there. So that's huge. And I'm expecting a lot more announcements in the Sui Basecamp starting tomorrow. So definitely keep your eye on Sui Basecamp because, and just X even, because there's going to be a lot of posts about like Sui maybe announcing their Pokemon collab and things like that. But now I want to talk about what all of y'all have been waiting for, and that's airdrop opportunities in the Sui ecosystem. So let me pull up some pages real quick, and then we shall discuss them. So, share screen. Walrus. This is one that I got. This is one that did incredibly well. You know that people have been like shorting airdrop tokens, expecting them all to drop and selling them early. Well, not Walrus. Check this out. It's kind of like pumped quite a bit and stayed high throughout like post airdrop. And it's only been out for like a month even. It's been positive. So Walrus is doing quite well. And it's still undervalued compared to its competitors. Walrus is a competitor of like Filecoin per se. Like if you don't know what it is, it's like decentralized storage. Walrus.xyz. Do more with your data. Their mainnet is live too, by the way. So it's like decentralized storage, kind of like a Filecoin competitor. But if we look at Filecoin, Walrus is at a 700. Yeah, it has room to go before it catches up to Filecoin. Filecoin's like circulating market cap. And their FDV is much higher. So, yeah. But Walrus was a great airdrop, and they're doing season 2. So, if you want to So what should you do to get these sweet airdrops? Well, you should do things like stake sweet. That's one. Stake wall, the walrus token. Buy sweet NFTs and kind of just interact with those ecosystems and engage with their top dApps that maybe don't have a token yet. Those are all things you can do. And I personally use Phantom Wallet because that started to support Sweet recently. But there's also another one that is, I haven't tried it, but it is a Sweet Wallet Slush right here. Let us know in the comments chat which Sweet wallet you use, if any. Yes, Vinayak, we will talk about those airdrops too. We will talk about those airdrops. In fact, let's talk about it right now. This one, Ika. This one is a big one that you guys are all talking about. Potential 8 out of 10. Stake assets, do roles in discords, do some Galaxy tasks. This one, a lot of people like Josh and Dan, I believe they're both farming this too. Hado Protocol, liquid staking. It's like Lido per se. Just pretty straightforward. Just use it as is. Walrus, we already talked about. Magma Finance is a hybrid liquidity DEX. You can swap tokens, deposit funds in their pool. Aftermath is a DEX aggregator, kind of like Jupiter, I believe. And then this is the same DEX aggregator, 7K smart trading DEX aggregator. So those are all pretty straightforward. Those are mostly like DeFi products, DeFi projects per se. And just go use it. Just go use it. Go stake their tokens if they already have one. Or if they don't have a token yet, then go deposit liquidity in their pools. Or go use them to do some swaps or trades. That's pretty self-explanatory. And there's also a lot more. Like everyone's talking about this Ika. Yeah. And then BTC Fi. Remember at the beginning of the stream, I talked about BTC Fi. Well, here are a few. Native Network, Nativeverse, Ray Finance, I think that's how you pronounce it. All BTC Fi here. And then other stuff. Some of them we already mentioned. There's some AI one, Virtuals Copy on Sui. And then some NFT ones I talked about. This also gets you drops potentially. So a lot of people are taking time to really farm these airdrops because Walrus got them like thousands of dollars, literally thousands of dollars in what's arguably not airdrop season right now. So doing these, like, let me just look into this further because you guys are fastest parallel NPC network launching on Sui Network. Yeah, pretty technical, but people are very bullish on Sui plus Ika. Am I even pronouncing that right? Yeah, cross-chain functionality, chain abstraction. Yeah, these are all pretty like infrastructure like project. And people are very bullish on this one. Yeah, Scallop and Magma. Sigma is talking about Scallop. Let's look into that real quick. Right here. Scallop. Next generation money market. You can launch app. Lend and borrow. Money market. Whenever you hear money market, it's about lending and borrowing. Lending and borrowing right here. That's a key part of it. And swaps. There's some like other DEX functions or like staking and rewards and stuff like that. But Scallop is one as well. But folks, that was a great. I just checked off everything on my list. That was a great deep dive into the Sui ecosystem. Um, let's talk about what's next, though. Like, I often look in the Retail DAO community about different things to talk about, different ecosystems. Tomorrow, I'm gonna do abstract. I'm gonna deep dive into the abstract ecosystem. So please join me, same time as always, noon Eastern USA time. Um, and I will dive deep into airdrops and or the abstract ecosystem opportunity because that's an interesting one. Let me just show y'all actually. Abstract is like a live streaming chain with ties to uh one sec, let me just pull it up. Yeah, we're gonna dive deep into this ecosystem. They have some crazy live stream stuff too. That's like one of the key differentiators there. So we're gonna dive into that, and maybe on Friday we can do some macro stuff. Maybe I'll bring Josh on for that. Josh R. Let's see. But I'm always curious what y'all want to dive into next. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat, and because I have all next week that's open, so we can do deep dives into other, like I said, trends, ecosystems, thesis, analysis. Please hit the like. I'm your host Kevin, and I will catch y'all tomorrow.